Well, it turns out last week's episode was just a dream. It was a beautiful dream, but it was a dream nonetheless. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dark Elevation, and while last week's episode was not perfect, it featured the right amount of matches, the right wrestlers getting in and out quickly, that's what she said, and it also was the perfect length, which is not what she said. She never says that to me, but enough about what she did or didn't say. Again, while it wasn't perfect at just under 45 minutes, that's how you do a wrestling YouTube show, and I figured with them going back out on the road, they weren't going to be doing any more 2-hour shows. Ha ha! Well, they cut it just under 2 hours, and there was some good stuff on the show, some good storytelling, but honestly, Dark Elevation and Dark should not be more than an hour. I don't care if they're supersized editions or whatever. That's exhausting the goddamn crowd because they tape this shit the same night, right? That's asking people to be there for a long goddamn time. But anyway, again, there was some good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to blitz through some of these matches because some of them were, praiseworthy, and then some of them were just there, and a couple of them were kind of shit. So we have Thunder Rosa versus Dream Girl Elly, who I've seen before, but I can't recall where. I love Thunder Rosa. I mean, obviously, the sweet shirt, but no, I do love Thunder Rosa. Tremendous. One of my favorite wrestlers in the fucking world. Always love watching her. They popped huge for Thunder Rosa. How could you not? The woo chops. So Dream Girl Elly got in a few shots, but she eventually, fell to the choke because, she was just the necktie, the Peruvian, whatever it is. I always screw that thing up. Thunder Rosa tapped her out. And, as she should have. She should have beat her convincingly, and she did. She gave her enough, but the crowd really loved Thunder Rosa. Again, how could they not? So then Matt Hardy basically tells Fuego del Sol that he deleted his chance at a contract. Delete. Oh boy. And then he took on Fuego del Sol and beat him with the leech in 2 minutes. You can't tell I'm not really caring about anything Matt Hardy's involved in. Nothing against Fuego del Sol. I hope that they bring him back for shots here and there, and I hope that he gets, more work at, more indies because he has improved quite a bit and does have a good following. So we have Riho getting a very big pop against Amber Nova, a.k.a. Chasen's either trainee or girl. I don't care. She's associated with Chasen Rants, so she can fuck the hell off. Riho at least can work. She can. The outfit is a bit goofy, but by God, she has an infectious smile and she can work. And I don't want to know where Amber Nova pulled that rag from. I really don't care. And Riho got the double stomp. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Dustin then hypes up Lee Johnson, who's facing Jungle Boy tonight. Then Hobbs with Hook took on Baron Black. And man, Baron Black got in a few shots, but fell to spine buster in like 90 seconds. So, and I like Baron Black, but it's just he got absolutely mauled here by Hobbs. So we have Kylan King, who I've been praising for a while. She has improved dramatically in the time she's been on AEW programming, taking on Yuka Sakazaki. The Genie Girl is back, and man, she got a pop too. And I should honestly hate the presentation because I usually, I'm choosy on, comedic stuff or, stuff that's a little bit goofy in wrestling, which is weird considering what, wrestling is at its core. But Yuka is so infectious. She's just got that tremendous energy, that theme. It's wormed its way into my head. It will never fucking leave. And this is good stuff. The crowd pops for Yuka. Kylan clearly working as a heel here with size versus speed. Nice arm drags by Kylan King. Beautifully done. At one point, Yuka does a dive outside. The apron drop, I don't know why they did that. It looked like Yuka broke her goddamn back. That looked painful. Twist drop by Yuka for 2. And then eventually the Magical Girl Splash 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Yuka winning because she's going to face Penelope Ford on Dynamite, where Penelope Ford is going to beat her. So we get the Acclaimed and Chaos Project versus Varsity Blondes and the Gun Club. Max Caster did have one funny line about Colton. He says he's so ugly you should have worn a Trojan. And just had some other funny. I say this much about Max Caster. His raps only last maybe a minute. Now, I'm not saying they're all great, but he at least has some funny lines. So, and there's one other funny line a little bit later. Luther took the pin here. That's really all I got to say about this match, even though I don't mind the Varsity Blondes and the Acclaimed. Serpentico isn't bad. Gun Club I'm kind of meh on, and Luther should not be in the fucking ring. So I air Pillman on Luther, though. And then the Acclaimed basically say, hey, we want a shot at the tag titles. You're above us. We want to beat you. And he says, so get in the ring, or you can go Eiffel Tower your girlfriend under the bleachers. My God, don't Google Eiffel Tower your girl. I mean, you can. You're going to regret it, though. But, man, since I know what it is, I ain't gonna say it here, but I even got some standards. But my God, I was like, oh, that's something. And they got upset, and then they took a powder. So then we have Brian Cage versus Alan Five Angels, who got, he hit and moved and then got hit with the drill claw. Pretty much it right there. And, of course, every time I hear Brian Cage from Chico, California, I think Chico Santana, California, because Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon's commentary is in my head forever. Jurassic Express, well, Luchasaurus, says to Jungle Boy, hey, isn't Christian supposed to be here to hype you? And Jungle Boy actually cut a halfway decent promo, though he did say, I'm not a promo guy. That's funny. Leyla Hirsch versus Kelsey Heather, who was apparently the blonde, the very, very nice blonde who was part of Lashley's ladies on WWE programming. I didn't realize she was a wrestler, and I say this, she's got some good attitude, wrestled well here. Clearly this was a showcase for Leyla Hirsch, so Kelsey didn't get to show off a bunch of her skills, and armbar for the win pretty quickly. But please bring back Kelsey Heathermoore because she looks good and she's got attitude. Scorpio Sky with Ethan on commentary took on Captain Sean Dean. It wasn't bad. Both can work. And eventually TKO 1, 2, 3. So that was what it was. Sterling and Jade are in front of a podium. And apparently she's going to go to Hollywood and do modeling and stuff like that. And then she says, I'm that bitch. That's about it right there. I don't know about this pairing. It's not the worst thing. But are they taking Jade off of television? Because they say she's not going away from her career. But I don't know. We have Ty Conte versus La Brava. Battle of the Southern Americans, I believe, is what I wrote. And, well, Ty is really good. La Brava, I'm not familiar with. But eventually they took the spot to the stage. And then Ty just, doing a single leg crab on the ropes. Eventually it's Ty KO 1, 2, 3. Jungle Boy took on Lee Johnson. Good stuff. This could have been on Dynamite. This was really good. And the fact that it was on Dark Elevation gives a reason like, hey, you never know when you're going to see a match this good. This was good stuff, though. Big pop for Jungle Boy. Well worked. Both these guys are young, but they've improved. Lee Johnson has really done well. And Jungle Boy, they're going to have to get him a manager, but he is a future star. I mean, he really is over with the crowd. And at one point, there was an airplane spin by Lee, and he kept trying to do it, but then eventually got hit with the DDT because he got a little bit cocky. There was a nice Rana over the top floor earlier, or over the top floor. He really hit that high. That's a really high Rana, but no, he hit over the top to the floor by Jungle Boy. And then we get near falls blaze, stack pin 1, 2, 3, and Jungle Boy gets a victory. Show respect afterwards. Good stuff. I encourage you guys to go check out this match. This is probably the standout match of the show. Red Velvet versus Leyla Gray. Let me just say right now, Leyla Gray looks very good, has some attitude, and I would like to see more of what she can do in the ring. Red Velvet has really improved a lot as well. She was clearly going to win, and she did. Hit the spin kick, the chef's kiss, the just desserts, the something or other. She hit the kick. And then we get that Jorah Joel, or Jorah, the guy that Matt Hardy's been trying to recruit, the bald guy from India, who wants to achieve his dream and show the kids can achieve their dream as well. He teamed with Private Party against Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, and Wheeler Yuta. The guy that pinned the Dolph Twin recently, and I can't fucking believe he did. Nothing against Wheeler Yuta, just seemingly came out of nowhere. Okay, cool. Wheeler and Jorah got in some good work here, but Jorah didn't want to cheat, and that eventually came back to bite him when he got hit with a stack pin 1, 2, 3. And then Statlander celebrates with them, and Private Party's upset at Joel. So then we get Shida versus Julia Hart. Oh boy, man, a Japanese cheerleader. I usually have to go to a different kind of website to see this. So Julia has energy. Shida should have beat her in half the time. And I know this wasn't a very long match, but Julia's got a lot more time to grow. Shida, very, very nice. I still want her to cane me in the face. Moving on. So she does hit that split leg. We do get a weird drop where she just kind of gets dropped down, and then eventually the stretch muffler for the victory. Shida has developed a bit more of an edge, and I'm all for that. So she got the victory, but again, it's like Julia, she's shown signs of improving. She's shown signs of promise, but it's going to take a while. So then we get Darby versus Angelico. Matt Hardy and Jack Evans are in the corner of Angelico, and naturally Sting is in the corner there, and also Private Party are there. Because we just have to have everybody in the goddamn universe in the Hardy family orifice out there, and God, I hate that fucking stable. The Bunny wasn't even out there. More in the pity. Crowd pop for Sting, because honestly, he's the icon. It's alright. Darby does sell his knee because Angelico kept targeting it because he goes for the Navarro death roll. And eventually we get a coffin drop, 1, 2, 3. Wasn't bad. Of course we get an aftermath because Cage attacks Matt Hardy. Because everybody wants to see a Christian Cage and Matt Hardy feud in 2021, right? I sure as fuck don't. And then we get Stinger Splash at the Private Party. Ethan and Scorpio are on the stage to hype up the coffin match. It's going to be happening on Dynamite. Sting does the ow! And then praises Darby, and Darby says he will close the coffin on Ethan. There you go. That's it. That's pretty much, 2 hours of programming covered in about 11 minutes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.